is, I gotta talk loud, but your toe line sometimes gets to the right of your target. And we're trying to keep your feet, there's the target, right? So we want your feet parallel to that line, okay? Secondly, we want to make sure that your right hand doesn't get too far over the shaft, okay? That promotes some of your habits in your backswing, that you get a little bit short and flat. So we want to get that right hand a little bit more neutral or behind the shaft. That trigger finger, your index finger, should be more behind it. See how that knuckle was real high right there? It needs to be, instead of up here, it needs to be more back. And then your pad of your right hand can't get on top of the thumb. That promotes that. It's got to be behind it. There, okay? You need to check that every single time. And then lay a stick down when you practice so that you're more aware of your target. Some of your shots that miss to the right is because you get that foot back behind it. So when you walk into it, you started actually pretty good, and then by the time you got ready to hit it, see where you started moving that right foot back. All right, and the grip makes the right arm high above the left arm. See how your left arm's over here? That's what happens. Okay, so let's talk about why that influences the backswing. So when your right hand's higher than your left, or too far above your left, the tendency is for the club to get sometimes too far around or too flat. You're actually pretty good right there. That's not bad. That's what happens after that. All right, now watch the shape of the swing. See, it starts going around behind your body. I'm going to show you a tour player in a minute and show you the difference. So your arms get a little bit behind your body. And it makes the swing, in your case, too short. And I know you want to hit it further, right? So when your right elbow gets stuck to your side and behind you, you lose this lever, okay? The second thing that happens when you get too flat, your legs and your hips over-rotate. So you're going to struggle sometimes getting your hips open to the target. Your path and face, we talked about this last time, is as good as a tour player. It's really good. But you can tell your legs and your hips haven't cleared yet. You see his legs? He doesn't actually get cleared until he gets back to here, but he does it by straightening his legs. See that? He's trying to get out of his own way because his hips aren't turning. So he's very flat-footed through impact. So sometimes he ends up kind of dragging it through. That's why he gets that ball that just stays out to the right. Doesn't really release it. He just holds on to it. See the left elbow pulling in. All right, let's look at it from the other side, which affects the angle of attack. You can tell that your tendency is for your head to go down and then backwards. So there's your fat shot.
You want to keep your head behind the ball, though, right?
You do. You just don't. You just don't want it to. Exactly. You don't want it to fall back, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're behind it right now. You don't really need to go that way, do you? So that's what causes the left elbow to break down and pull the club through versus releasing it through. But let's just stay on task. Let's do one thing at a time. So let's put up a tour player and just talk about takeaway first. So, all right, so this is Adam Scott. I think your dad would agree with me that he's probably one of the best ball strikers on tour. He got voted best swing on tour, so he's pretty good at it. But you can tell his right arm's below his left arm. Your right arm's above your left arm. And it's more because of where his right hand is. It's just behind the shaft. Okay? So, what's that?
No, I'm just looking at your right hand.
Okay, so I'm going to start over with the lines just for a minute, just to give you a better example of path. He's got a little bit more flex in his hips and his knees. He's a little bit more on the balls of his feet. You're not quite as tall as he is, obviously, but in a perfect world, I'd like to see a little bit more bend this way and this way in a perfect world. We're not going to change that today. We're going to really work on your grip and your aim. Adam Scott puts a stick down. I filmed him at the WGC when he came to Austin, and Jason and all those guys. I didn't see one of those guys that didn't have a stick on the ground.
You went to the WGC?
So 4 days. So if you went to the driving range, you saw a stick on the ground every day. I see a stick over here. I want you to put that stick closer to your feet like this, okay? So you can see it more clearly to get your aiming just a little better. You're not too far away, but you can tell his feet are parallel to that stick, right? All right, so now let's look at the shape of the shaft or the path of the club. So remember I said the first 3 or 4 feet, you do a pretty good job with the club head. Let's stop it right there. So the club's parallel to the ground. See, is this parallel to the ground? So pretty close. Wouldn't you agree? Not far away. His legs are a little bit quieter, but again, when your left foot's in front of your right foot, that's why you see more of this, right? But watch from here. This is the key for you to get more power, hit it more solid, hit it straighter. Watch his club. If I put Rory or Jason or any really good ball striker, they have that in common right there. The club always works up the plane. Watch yours. So your left arm is parallel to the ground right now. His left arm is parallel to the ground right now. So see the difference where the shaft and the club is? Yours is behind you. That's why your right elbow is kind of stuck into your body. And his right elbow is going to go up. If you played baseball or any other sport, you would throw it from here, not from back here. It's a huge power leak. And I know you want to hit it further, right? You're lucky you're so strong and you get away with a lot of deficiencies because your path and your club face is perfect. But you lose your speed because of the right arm going up and then also the hips clearing out of the way. Tell me when his left knee disappears. Right there, right? See how I can still see your left knee? I bet you if you were more square, that would help you. It would help you turn. Because when he starts coming into the ball, his hips are rotating. He's not standing up. You have to stand up. See that?
Yeah.
And that's what causes that. So you just hit it. He just hit it. Look at his right foot.
Mine's still on the ground.
Part of that is to maintain your balance because you're going this way. He's going this way. He's going forward and toward the target, and you're kind of hanging back. So that's why your right foot's still on the ground. So he keeps turning. He keeps rotating his chest, his hips, his arms. He's releasing the club. You don't see any left elbow, do you? All right, watch yours. You drag it through. That's why you sometimes hit a fade. All right, look at his right foot. Look at yours. We got to get you off that back foot. All right, so from a priority standpoint, got to always start with fundamentals. We're going to work on grip and aim a little bit, and then we're going to work on trying to keep that club a little bit more up in front of you. Doesn't matter who I put up here. I could put up any tour player you want to see, and I think you're going to find that most of them go up. I've got a swing of Tiger, actually, from 3 weeks ago. You might be the only one that's ever seen this. I showed it to one of my college players. This is about a month ago. He's working on doing the same thing of keeping the club head more in front of his body and not sucking it in inside. Because that's what he got into a habit of doing. Now his club's going to go up. And he used to do a little bit of what you did. He's just hitting just a 3/4 pitching wedge. See how his right elbow's up, so now he has room to drop it. Watch his weight. Can you tell he's leaving his back foot? Okay, so set up, and we're going to work on path a little bit going back. I want you to finish forward, not backwards. Okay, that's why sometimes you get it fat too. If you're going this way, you're moving the bottom of the arc where you make contact with the ball back. So in your effort to stay behind the ball, I don't think you need to think about that. I just don't. I don't think you're ever going to go like that. You're an athlete. I don't know any good athletes line forward. You'll stay behind it. You don't need to even try to stay behind it. Okay? All right, let's go.